So now we want to talk about why do fossils change, so that when a geologist is looking at different outcrops of rock, he might notice that the fossils are changing in size or shape or different characteristics as you move up in the different layers of rock. And so we'd like to know, why do fossils change? And so this is going to be called natural selection. So inside the cells of your body is a nucleus, and inside that nucleus is the hereditary material DNA. And so that DNA has all of your characteristics encoded into it. Now, what can happen is that a mutation can occur in that DNA, and that can be caused by radiation, so like X-rays or gamma rays. When it hits the nucleus of a cell, it can alter the DNA of that cell. Chemicals can also do it. So certain kinds of chemicals are cancer-causing chemicals. They will alter the DNA of your cells. And then also just random chance, so that your cells replicate. And every time your cell replicates, your DNA has to replicate. And sometimes errors occur, and so that's going to be a mutation. Now, if the mutation occurs in the cells of your body, then that cell may not operate correctly, and cancer could ensue. Okay. However, if the mutation occurs in your eggs or your sperm, then that means you would be passing on that mutation. Now, it takes a lot of mutations normally to cause there to be a change in the organism. Most of the time, it's a bad change, so that if a change does occur, it's normally going to be lethal to the organism. But let's assume that it was something that was not lethal. All right, so let's say that you're a giraffe, okay, and you had a baby that had a longer neck. Okay, that would be good, because that would mean that your baby would be able to reach higher than what you could. And so it could get more food, and so that means there's a higher probability that it could live long enough to pass on those genes. Now, let's say on the other hand, you're a giraffe and you had a baby that had a small neck. Okay, then it cannot reach those higher limbs, and then that would be bad, because it wouldn't get enough to eat, and it might die before it had a chance to pass on those traits to its offspring. Now, you could also have too much of a good thing. So maybe you've got a mutation that causes a giraffe to have a 100-foot long neck. Well, that would be bad, because it would take a lot of energy to be able to hold up that neck. Okay, so there's a limit to how much you can change something and it being a good thing. So once you have a mutation, this causes the offspring to be different in some kind of a way. And then if those differences allow that organism to better survive, to reproduce, then those traits will be passed on to the next generation. And so over millions of years, organisms can change as a result of this. And so this is going to be called natural selection. All right, so it's time to take a quiz. So I will see you in just a moment.